I guess just, you know, wrapping up Baton Rouge and just that final round to be able to do what those guys did. I mean, just what does it say about this team and these guys that they were able to pull that off?
A lot of firepower.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys can flat out get after it. They can flat out play, and I think they proved that that final round of Baton Rouge. They just make birdies in bunches. You know, when the putts start going, I mean, they start raising their putter hands and letting everybody else know behind them that they're making a lot of birdies. So it's fun to watch as a coach.
I know a lot of other sports, you know, they talk about, like, you know, hitting a bunch of shots is contagious, hitting is contagious in baseball. I mean, would you say that hitting birdies is contagious for
I'd
your
say
guys?
it is, yeah. When they can kind of feel that momentum, they can kind of sense it. And listen, guys check their phones and, you know, they realize, oh my gosh, you know, we're 15 under. It looks like I need to start making some birdies or my score's not going to count. But they all compete against each other too. And I think that's the beauty of it.
And having somebody like Brendan, who kind of gets overlooked by because of Jackson, his leadership on this team, how is it?
It's great. I mean, Brendan can fly. I mean, he's got a ton of firepower. He's a great athlete. He's a gymnast by trade. You know, he grew up as a gymnast and chose golf, and he's got a lot of power, a lot of finesse. He's got all the aspects of the game to play at the highest level.
Looking at Josiah too, I mean, to be able to have him, you know, contribute as much as he does as a freshman, just, you know, I guess kind of a two-parter, but what does it say about him that he's been able to come in and do what he's done? And then what does it say about you guys as a whole that you're able to have two freshmen who contribute as much as he and Jackson do?
Well, I'd say Josiah, I mean, his skill set, I've said it since day one, his skill set is a PGA Tour skill. And you know, he's a guy that's just kind of just figured out who he is. And he's your typical freshman, right? It's kind of grown up and matured and worked on his game really hard. And he's kind of, you know, coming into his own right now. And it doesn't surprise us at all. I mean, the final round, he went out and made 4 birdies in a row. And that just shows you the type of game and type of player that he is. What was the second part of your question?
Just kind of, I mean, what does it say about your guys that you're able to have, you know, the 5-man contingent that goes out and does what they did in that final round? And two of them are freshmen.
Yeah,
Two of them are young
I mean,
guys.
I just think it goes to show there's a lot of dogs, and you know, they can go out and play, and they rely on each other. And when one guy doesn't play well, the other 4 pick him up. I think that you saw that this week. We kind of ham and egged it a little bit. Obviously, we'd like to have all 5 guys clicking at the same time, but that's kind of hard in our sport. It's such a highly skilled game.
And then you mentioned too that Josiah's a guy who has kind of found himself in his skill set this year. I mean, just how do you describe his skill set?
Well, he's got beautiful technique. You know, he grew up in a golfing family. His dad's a teacher, a golf teacher, and he's done a wonderful job with him and developing his game and helping him grow as a human being. And you know, he's you know, he's got a lot of power, a lot of speed. He can hit different trajectories. You know, he's developed his short game. I thought his pitch game's gotten better. You know, understanding kind of how to develop his pitch game. I think his putting has really, really improved as well. I thought that was some of his weaknesses come you know, August, September, October. But he looks like a different guy around the greens now than he did then.
Because I'm gonna ask. Oh, about the target on your guys' back, being a number 1 ranked team, winning 6 in a row, including how you ended up at one Wednesday with, you know, that minus 20. Do you think the guys feel any pressure, or is that something they want?
I don't think so. I don't think they feel that at all. I think they feel like, hey, we're the best team in the country. And I feel like they still have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they feel like they still got to prove something. I think you hear a lot about North Carolina, you hear a lot about Vanderbilt, and not so much about Auburn. But I think that they're very motivated to get to Carlsbad and make a statement.
What challenges does the course at Carlsbad kind of present?
You know, it's going to be long. It's new, so I think rough's going to be spotty. You know, where I think, you know, golf balls can have different lies and be 5 yards apart. The greens are I thought they were going to be fast. I'm hearing that they may not be overly as fast, being brand new. I think Gil Hands does a good job as an architect trying to trick you with your eyes, the vision. He'll put bunkers in different spots and look like they're kind of embedded in the green when they're actually about 20 yards away from the green. So it'll be, you know, sight lines off the tee and just getting comfortable where everything is. There's a lot to that in golf. Like, where's the locker room? Where am I going to be stretching? Where's breakfast? Where's lunch? You know, where's the range? How's my routine going to go? And you know, we're trying to learn all that in a very short period of time.
And how beneficial is a practice round at a course you haven't been to?
It's huge. You know, just learning. You know, what's the greens reacting like? You know, is the ball bouncing? Is it spinning? You know, what's the sand like? Is it heavy? Is it soft? Are we expecting buried lies, or the ball's going to come out of those lies? What is the rough like? Is the ball jumping? Is it not jumping? Is it coming out dead? I mean, it's all the stuff that we have to figure out. Wind directions. Of course, in Carlsbad, he like playing in a dome almost.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it'd be cooler too.
Yeah.
I mean, the highs are 67, lows are 57. You know, so the ball's not going to be jumping like it is here right now. Guys are hitting it crazy far right now here because it's getting hot. But so it'll be something we have to get used to and get adjusted to. But we're going out 2 days early, and we'll play some golf at some other golf courses to kind of get used to how far the ball's flying.
When you see the way that the guys made the adjustment over 3 rounds in Baton Rouge, I mean, how much, you know, I know you're confident in your guys, but just how much confidence does it give you that, you know, they'll be able to kind of figure it all out in this new spot, this new location, and make those adjustments?
Well, I know that it's the same for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and I know we got 6 guys that are going that are elite players, and I think great players adapt. We told our guys that, you know, in Baton Rouge, like great players figure it out quick. Because you know, anytime you go to a regional and you have an SEC school hosting, it's not really kind of where you want to be, right? But they figured it out quick and they adapted, and they got better as the week went on because they got more comfortable with sight lines, more comfortable with how the ball's reacting on the greens, and that's something we have to really harp on this week in the practice round, and that's on us as coaches to make sure they're ready to play.